All right, Gemini, this week you are pulling some very beautiful cards here, and I love the feeling that's coming through from these two. So this week from Le Vampire, you pulled Sacrifice, Renunciation, Offering, and Letting Go. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Gratitude. Beautiful card. Now, Sacrifice from Le Vampire, the blessing here says that your compassion, heart, and empathy will grow as a result of the sacrifice you are now being asked to make. And the big thing with this card is that it's not that somebody else is asking you to sacrifice something. You're doing this for your own good, to better yourself. When you look at the working with this card, it talks about the things that you sacrifice are things like sacrificing a little bit of sleep so that you can get up and do some exercise in the morning, or needing to sacrifice, a job to go and follow your passions. There are things that you are letting go of that are ultimately leading to your own happiness. And when you look at gratitude, absolutely. The inspiration for this card says that gratitude raises our vibration to a higher level. If you are unhappy in any relationship, this card reminds you that it is always in your power to change it. There is no mystery to being a good person. Good people just do good things. And then the key ideas are about friendship, deep love, pregnancy, nurturing, unconditional love towards self and others. And that is what stuck out for me with Sacrifice. When you're looking at unconditional love for yourself and you look at Sacrifice, it is saying that you have enough love for yourself that you understand that there are things that you're going to have to let go of. All right, Gemini, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Who else got this? Who else had this? Let me think. I think it was Pisces. The Ten of Cups as your signifier is fantastic. Fantastic. Now, talking about sacrificing things for your own happiness. Yeah, definitely. As far as family life goes, it looks great. This is absolute emotional fulfillment. And then even with this being a 10 and the end of a cycle, where it goes back into with the Ace of Cups is great. So emotionally, you look good. Your focus is on your happiness, which is exactly where it needs to be. Wow, Gemini, shit. Death. The death is the past coming through. This is talking about some major changes that you've been through. When I see death, I think of a deep transformation, right? It is the old way of things that are done with. They're dead, they're over with, it's done. This is the door opening up to the new. It is, rebirth. Just as much as judgment is about rebirth, so is death. Absolutely. But it is something that has ended. It is over with. But again, it is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Oh, shit. Wow, Gemini. And in the present, and look at you. You look great. Oh, you look great. So even if this doesn't have to do with a family situation, because the Ten of Cups and like the Ten of Pentacles, for me, immediately I think of family connections. When you're looking at the Nine of Pentacles, this is about self-reliance. You don't need anybody to help you. You are able to create your own stable foundation. And you look comfortable and you look good. I see this as you being, for a lot of you, this is ultimately being happy, absolutely happy with you and what you are doing for you. Especially when you're looking at sacrifice and death. This is really you going through a big transformation in your life where you are more independent and you look great and you look happy. You look happy with where you are at right now. It's amazing. Oh. Future conditions. So again, when you're looking at, and I love this for Gemini too. Sometimes I see the Page of Swords as Gemini. But, you know, when you're looking at the Knight of Swords and you're looking at the Queen of Swords and you're looking at that energy, where you're at is perfect. It is fucking fantastic. Between the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And talking about a deep transformation. I love it. Like, I don't even want to turn over anything else here. So when you're looking at the Queen of Swords, yes, for some of you, it could be dealing with another person. It could be another air sign. But I very much see this as you. And this is about you and your happiness. You've made a lot of changes. A lot of things have ended. All the old things are done with now. The old way of being for you is over with. And where you come out at is really good. Really, really good. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's dealt with a lot of difficulty in the past. And when you're looking at death as the past coming through, it can definitely suggest that there was some difficulty with things that needed to change. But this isn't something that you, like, hung on to. You know, there are times where, you know, when you see death, it can be one of those situations where you're not, you know, going with the changes that are happening. Because when death shows up, it's one of those things where you don't have a choice. Changes are coming, but you rolled with the punches here, and where you come out at is great. It's great. I love it. Oh, your best path to follow. Okay. Talking about hanging on to shit. Oh, shit. When you're looking at the Five of Cups, right? If you've gone through all this transformation here, you need to let go of whatever emotional pain you're hanging on to. Now, the thing that worries me is when you're looking at death as the past coming through and you're looking at the Five of Cups as your best path to follow, this could be a situation where some of you may have lost somebody close to you. I don't like, you know, death does not actually mean a physical death, but it can suggest that you may have lost something because it is the ending of something. And when you're looking at the Five of Cups, this definitely suggests that there may be some emotional pain involved in that. But the thing is you need to take your focus away from what is gone and put it on what you still have, because it's there. And that is a lot easier said than done, especially if you've dealt with some difficulties, right? But ultimately, you're looking at emotional happiness. The changes that have happened are happening for you to better yourself. And again, sacrifice, letting go, needing to let go of those painful emotions. Especially with, you know, the focus being on the Ten of Cups. I mean, you look great. You do. You look fantastic. You know, you don't want this to be a situation where you went through all these changes for nothing, though, either. But again, you know, it's understandable. It's hard to take our focus away from, you know, the things that we have lost, you know, because when you're looking at the Five of Cups, these are the things that you don't want to be separated from. And that's where the emotional pain comes from. But, you know, you got to put your focus on what is still there. In your environment, the Two of Wands, and that's good to see. But, you know, the thing is that, and I'm looking at the two, right? The two cups and the two wands, right? And then I'm looking at the Ten of Cups. So here's the thing. If for some reason, you know, you're feeling bad because, you know, you may not have, you know, a partnership, right? That's one of the things that's coming through. For some of you, it may have been a situation where, you know, you have ended a partnership and it may have been emotionally painful. But when you're looking at the Two of Wands, you know, this is really you going, okay, this is my life. This is my world. What am I going to do? What choices am I going to make here? You're thinking about the action that you want to take or the path that you want to follow. But it is a good energy. When you're looking at the Two of Wands, first you have, you know, the Ace of Wands. You have that initial spark of creativity. And then now you get to the point where you're starting to make those decisions on what you do with it now. How am I going to work with this? I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, there may be some emotional disappointment at the fact that, maybe you don't have that kind of, relationship, but your focus is there. And it's like, instead of being sad about not having it, your focus goes to, well, how do I create this? Because I don't know, I just kind of get that feeling with where you are here, But then again, like I said before, for some of you, this may just be a situation where some things needed to come to an end. There may be some, emotional pain tied to it that you're still kind of dealing with here. But I do think that Spirit is telling you that not all is lost. Not all is lost, because where you're at looks really, really good. It's one of those things where if you do not see the things that you are actually wanting, it's one thing to, have security, stability, good mental clarity, and everything's great when it comes to just you, but there may be some sadness because you're lacking something, right? And it's like when you look at sacrifice and gratitude, right? What do you need to sacrifice? Sacrifice those emotional thoughts, and start thinking about what action to take to create the things that you feel like you're missing. But gratitude, it's so important to be grateful for the things that you do have, because what you do have looks perfect. Your hopes and your fears. Wow, the Emperor. So the Emperor there could definitely be talking about a person, and this could be Aries. You have the Two of Wands underneath this too. For some of you, there may be a focus on, possibly needing to say something. And that's kind of what I got with the Knight of Swords, like you needing to be brave enough to voice the way you feel, maybe to a person. But then the other thing too with the Emperor is very much, it is order and control out of chaos. Getting your shit together. And for some of you, this is just hoping to get your shit together emotionally. Don't forget to be happy with the things that you have, gratitude, right? Be grateful, because that's what brings in more. When the card talks about shifting your vibrational level, it's so true. It's so true. It's not even funny. When you start to feel gratitude, actual gratitude, even for small, stupid things like being able to brush your teeth, right? Or being able to have a job, things like that. You start small and you get bigger and bigger and bigger with the gratitude, and it brings in more of the things that you're grateful for. But I do think that the Emperor is saying that you're looking to get control over your emotions. And stop focusing on what you don't have. Look at what you do have. Oh, very nice, Gemini. It's beautiful. It is perfect. Talking about happiness, looking at the Ace of Pentacles, this is going to be an opportunity that's going to come through for you. When you are looking at being grateful for the things that you have right now in the present moment, that is going to create this new opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles. If you feel like you need to say something to somebody, just be careful about being too harsh, but be truthful and be clear in your communication. Say what you need to say, get control over your emotions, and place your focus on the things that make you happy. Because ultimately, that Ace of Pentacles is going to be something that is going to be, it's perfect. It is perfect. Security, stability, long-lasting sustainability in your life. It is a beautiful opportunity that's going to come through, and I promise you, Gemini, it's going to come through because you are grateful. Because you are grateful for the things that you have right now. But I do think that if for some of you, I just kind of get that feeling. If for some of you, you're feeling, emotionally down because you feel like you're lacking something, you need to get those emotions under control. Place your focus on the things that you want, not on the things that you don't want or the things that you don't have. You need to act like you already have it. Beautiful. It is a beautiful and a powerful reading, Gemini. I love it. And I do think that you are going to get some control. I do think that you're going to be able to clearly communicate the way that you may be thinking and feeling to possibly a person. And I do think that you're going to take the right actions here. You're thinking about it, but I do think that you get to a point here where these thoughts are what is going to lead you to being able to take action towards this new beginning for you. I mean, especially with things ending. It's perfect. It's perfect. And you will have happiness. All right, Gemini, we're going to take a look at the soul trees because now I'm curious to see what we're going to get from here. Beautiful. It is a beautiful reading. It's the energy around it feels so good. So good. Inspiration and emerging. Yes, something is emerging from within you. Inspiration, having that spark of inspiration like I was talking about there with the Ace of Wands and leading into the 2. Honor yourself. So important. Every time I see this card show up, I think about, if you're facing difficulties, and again, it even says it with gratitude, right? You have the ability to change that, right? Be true to yourself, honor yourself, be good to yourself, and act on those inspirations, right? And definitely something is emerging for you, something brand new, and it looks great, Gemini. It looks really good. I love this reading. All right, we're going to take a look at the romance angels to see what they have to say about relationships because, still I'm looking at those 2 cups and I'm looking at the 2 of wands. Oh, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Yeah, again, being grateful for what you have right now. This really could be a new beginning within a relationship. But it's going to be up to you. You have to release that kind of energy before you can move forward. And I do think that this goes along with singles too, which is probably why I'm doing couples first, because it applies to both. But you have to get rid of that kind of energy. And you cannot compare your current partner to your ex either. I don't know why that came up. I've never felt like that before seeing this card, but it must be important for somebody. You've got to let go of that. Right? It's over with. It's over and it's done with. Ah, look at that. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I don't even need to say anything. It's beautiful, Gemini. It is beautiful. But the release your ex thing, for those of you who are in a relationship, it's so important to honor yourself by letting go of that kind of energy. And being grateful for what you have in the present moment. But I do think that this reading is centered around the single Gemini. Some of you may have come out of a relationship here, which is why release your ex is showing up, But very soon, right? Very soon. And it's all a matter of you being able to act on those inspirations that are coming through for you and honoring yourself, right? And being grateful, making those sacrifices that you need to make.